Hello and welcome to Creative Thinker Education. Video today is on converting fraction to decimal and decimal to fraction. So let's take a couple of examples of converting decimal to fraction and then we will look at converting fraction to decimal. So the first example we are going to take here is one of the example that's listed here. So let's say if we have 0.5, you're converting this decimal number 0.5 to fraction. So the first thing you should do is check how many digits are there after the decimal point. So that's your decimal point. Now after decimal point, how many digits you have? So here in this case you only have one digit, which is your 5. So for converting, all you have to do is write down your number as it is at the top without decimal point, and because there was one digit after decimal point, all you have to do is put 10 at the bottom. Depending on how many digits you have after decimal point, that many zero you have it in denominator. In case of fraction, the top number or the top digit is called numerator and the bottom one is called denominator. Now let's take one more example. Say so just in case if they say 0.0096, convert this to fraction. All you have to do is check where is your decimal point. Here in this case your decimal point was here. How many digits you have after decimal point? 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, just write the number as it is. Because you have 4 digits after decimal point, you have to do 4 zeros. You do your 1 and then 4 zeros. So that's as simple as that. When you converting your decimal to fraction, just remove the decimal point, write your number as it is in numerator, and depending on how many digits after the decimal point, in the example that we just have seen here, as you can see I'm highlighting that example because we have 4 digit 1 2 3 4. That's the reason we are putting 4 zeros at the bottom, so you're dividing by 10,000 there. Now let's take an example where we will look at where we have a fraction and we will convert that to decimal. And here the main example that I'm going to take is the example where you have zeros in denominator. So as again, what is fraction? Fraction is where you have a numerator and denominator. So let's take an example here of a fraction. Um, say so they say 72 divided by 100. Whenever you're dividing a number by 100 or any number that just has a 0 and 1, you just have to look at how many zeros you have at the bottom. Here you have two zeros, as you can see. So all you have to do is you go on the left side. Because there was 20, you assume your decimal point is at the end because there was no decimal point. Here in this case it's 72, and all you have to go is because there were two zeros, you go two digit on left and then put your decimal point. So here it's going to be 0.72. Just to make it easy, we add 0 at the end. So it's called 0.72. Now let's say so if they give you an example of say so 5 divided by 100 and you're converting this to decimal, all you have to do is how many zeros you have here? Two zeros at the bottom in your denominator. So you're assuming your decimal points here because there is no decimal point. You have to move two digit in left because you're dividing by 100. So all you have to do is 1 and 2, and that's your decimal point. And because nothing's there here, you have to put 0. So this will convert to 0.05, and to make it easy we call it 0.05. Now take one more example where you have a decimal in numerator. So say if this is 17.5 divided by 10. What are we going to do here? Because there is only one zero at the bottom, now you're converting to decimal point. All you have to do is your decimal point here is after 17, so all you have to do is move 1 point here because it's divided by 10. So this will become 1.75. So that's how easy it's to convert any fraction that has zeros at the bottom to decimal. Now let's take an example of a fraction that doesn't have a zero component. Now that's your division. Say so if they give you an example of 3 divided by 4, okay, even though fraction, because it's not zero, it's not easy. Now here you have to follow your normal division process. I'll show you one example of if they give you 3 divided by 4 or say any number, how do you do it? So that time you have to follow your normal division process. You're dividing 3 by 4. Can you divide 3 by 4? No. So you have to put 0 point, because you're not able to, 3 is a smaller number. You're putting point, and that will give you a transient 0 that you can use. So the number now is 30 that you're trying to get to. Again, you do your same division process. 4 times 7 is 28. Then you do your subtraction. So this is normal division process. I'm not going through the detail of the division process, but I'm just saying how you can convert a fraction to decimal, just in case if it's a non-zero number in denominator. When I say non-zero number, it's not 10, 100 or 1000. If it's 10, 100 or 1000, you can follow the same process that I gave you, which is very easy to convert. Here your remainder is 2. Again, because you already put a decimal point, you can do as many 0 as you want, so, but one at a time, and you have to do division. So 4 times 5 is 20, and that will give you 0. So if you divide 3 by 4, it's 0.75. Now this strategy, you can use it for any decimal, any fraction to convert to decimal. You could use the same strategy even when there are zeros, but when there are zero, it's easy to do quick method. So let's quickly go through what we have learned today. Converting fraction to decimal. If it's 0 at the bottom, so if it's 10, 100 or 1000, all you have to do is move to your left and move the decimal point depending on how many zeros are there at the bottom. Just move to the left and you can do it. And that's the example we saw here. So this one as well as this one. Let's go through what we do if we want to convert decimal to fraction, depending on how many digits there are after decimal point. So as I said, digit after decimal point, remember that's how many zero you put it at the bottom. So simple example, we took it here, which is 0.5 is converted to 5 by 10. 0.72 is converted to 72 by 100, because there were two digits, as you can clearly see, two digits, 7 and 2 after decimal point, it was converted to 72 by 100. And here, because you have three digit, it's divided by 1000. And vice versa, you can do these conversions. So if there are three zeros at the bottom, converting fraction to decimal, all you have to do is move 3 point out and put a decimal point, and that's what it was done here. If it's a non-zero number, as I said, it's your normal division process, which is shown here. So if it's 3 divided by 4, you have to follow your normal you have to follow your normal division process to get to the answer. So that's the quick video today on conversion, how to convert fraction to decimal and decimal to fraction. If you like our video, please like and comment, and if you have any doubt, just leave it in the comment section and we will try to answer to any of the comments you have. Thank you for watching the video today. Thanks guys.